Ah.
Yes, the first appearance of Batwoman.
Mm-hmm.
Introduced in 1956 in Detective Comics number 233, Batwoman, otherwise known as Kathy Kane, was created by Edmund Hamilton and Sheldon Moldoff, primarily as a love interest for Batman. Now, the reason behind this
You know
was
that, right? You
yeah,
know
it
the
was
reason, right?
yeah, it was in response to the book "The Seduction of the Innocent," which
Right.
alleged Batman and Robin as having a gay relationship. So to
Right.
offset that, they brought in Batwoman.
That's right.
Uh, and also, her debut may have been influenced by the Bat Lady character from the 1955 film Artists and Models. And I think you might have a picture of that.
Do I? There it is.
She so that was an actual comic book within the movie.
Okay. Interesting artwork and all that. The Bat Lady. Okay. By Abigail Parker. And
Right.
you said there's another.
Yes, there's another picture, and this was kind of like a way of showing off the movie, if you will, with Batman and Robin in it. It was a Martin and Lewis comic book.
I see. So they
Okay.
kind of did an ad for the
For the
movie
movie
in the Martin and Lewis comic book.
comic book.
I like that. Bill Morrison, was it? After Infantino and Anderson. Okay, cool.
So she operated with getting back to Batwoman Kathy Kane. She operated with her niece Betty Kane, the original
Right.
Batgirl. She utilized a utility purse with weapons disguised as everyday items like lipstick and hairnets, and she maintained her own secret cave lair.
Oh, so this is the Thunderbolt, isn't it?
Yes, it is. This is the Batman of Earth A, and he
All
was
right.
introduced in 1965 in the Justice League of America number 37.
Right. I was going to say, looks familiar to me. Okay.
Okay, now Earth Day was an alternate reality created when the Earth One version of Johnny Thunder used his Thunderbolt to rewrite history.
Yeah.
By preventing Bruce Wayne and the other Justice Leaguers from ever becoming heroes, a new alternate universe was born. Now, to correct that, the Justice Society of America traveled to Earth A to rescue the original Johnny Thunder and battle his villainous counterpart. Fed up with the chaos of the battle, Earth One Johnny ordered the Thunderbolt to restore the original timeline, erasing everyone's memory of the event except for Thunderbolt himself.
Yeah. That was another trope that they had, where they had these things that happened, and then it somehow got fixed, but nobody except for one person or one entity remembered whatever happened there. So they can go on with the other stories as if this never happened before.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next one up. There he is, Catman.
Catman, introduced in 1963 in Detective Comics 311. Catman, or Thomas Reed Blake, was created by Bill Finger and Jim Mooney.
Okay.
He was a former world-famous jungle cat trapper. Blake turned to burglary after squandering his fortune and growing bored with hunting. He modeled his persona after Catwoman and his pet panther, Felina. He utilized a variety of cat-themed weapons, including steel-clawed tip gloves, a cat line, the razor-edge catarang, and he operated from a subway tunnel there and drove a catmobile. And he shared an adversarial romantic tension with Batwoman.
See, they couldn't come up with anything new, so they always get these variations, right?
It's a
Get
mirror
another
image of
variation of Batman. That's just the whole show is about. But
right.
I mean, this is so close. Even Batwoman,
Right.
I mean, where she has the pocketbook with the lipstick and hairnet and other stuff that she can use. I don't know. It's almost like they couldn't think of anything and just said, let's make another version of Batman. Oh, here's another version of Batman. Let's make another version of Batman. Anyway. All right. Now we're going to get into some interesting ones, I think. Listen, I like to see what you have to say about this one here.
Oh, okay. Batfink. He
Right.
debuted in 1966, and he was a 100-episode cartoon parody of the Batman and Green Hornet TV series. Created by Hal Seeger Productions, the show leaned heavily into the campy superhero tropes of the era.
Right.
He is driven by near tragedy after saving his mother from an explosive caused by escaped convicts. He works with his sidekick Karate, kind of like Bruce Lee
Yeah.
homage, and maintains a direct video link to the chief of police. He operates from a split-level cave and drives a Batalac. While Batfink has wings of steel, Karate carries various tools in his utility sleeve. He faces a colorful gallery of parodied villains, most notably Hugo Agogo,
Right.
maybe Hugo Strange,
You're strange.
Ebenezer the Freezer,
Mr.
Mr.
Freeze.
Freeze, Manhole Manny, Killer
That's Killer
Croc,
Croc.
Brother Goose, the Mad Hatter,
Mad Hatter. Okay.
the Mean Green Giant, or actually it's the Mean Green Midget, Poison Ivy,
Poison Ivy.
and Skinny Minnie, Catwoman.
Skinny. All right. I remember Batfink, but I don't think I watched it.
Well, nobody can blame you for that.
All right. Now this guy I did watch.
Yes, and I was surprised to learn something about this guy. Who we're looking at right now is Courageous Cat, who debuted in 1960 in his animated series. He was co-created by none other than Bob Kane.
Correct. That I knew.
So the show functioned as a superhero parody, and it really foreshadowed the 1966 Batman live-action series.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Courageous Cat protects Empire City along with his sidekick Minute Mouse and receives missions via the cat signal displayed on TV. His primary tool is an all-purpose cat gun, which fires everything from boxing gloves to magnetic rays. He also hides backup tech in his belt and chest emblem. That's interesting because the absolute version of Batman also does things with his chest emblem, from what I've read.
Yeah. Right.
He operates out of the Cat Cave and drives the Catmobile, a versatile vehicle that converts into a plane or a submersible boat. And he maintains a liaison with the chief while battling a massive roster of colorful rogues led by his archenemy, the Frog Mobster, Chauncey Flatface Frog.
I remember Chauncey. Yeah, I remember Chauncey. It's cat and bat being so close makes this like an easy allegory for Batman. Okay, and I guess I was 9 years old. I did like reading, or actually watching Courageous Cat, and it was kind of funny, but it was a kids show. All right, next up, Space Ghost.
I'm glad you did that.
Great show.
This was created by Alex Stott for Hanna-Barbera in the 1960s. And Space Ghost, otherwise known as Thaddeus Bach, is a former member of the intergalactic Edolan elite who turned to vigilantism. He was motivated by the tragedy of his family's murder, and he was equipped with advanced tech by a hermit named Salomon. He fights intergalactic threats alongside his teenage sidekicks, Jan and Jace, and their monkey, Blip.
Blip, the monkey, yeah.
And I think maybe Jan and Jace were kind of like predecessors of the Wonder Twins.
Could be, I guess. Obviously at that time.
Yeah.
No, but maybe, yeah.
He operates from a secret headquarters on the Ghost Planet and patrols the cosmos in the Phantom Cruiser. He was a skilled weaponeer using powerful ray beams, and he battled a colorful gallery of cosmic villains.
Yeah. The one thing, it's kind of a funny thing about Space Ghost. The one thing, I loved science fiction. And so Space Ghost was a natural for me. But I always thought that his cowl, didn't quite fit right. It, like when it got to his nose, it was you didn't really kind of see the nose. You know, like in Batman, you kind of could, and that always bothered me as a kid. That his cowl didn't seem like it really was on his head or his face correctly. It's like
Yeah.
they said it's too hard to draw it that way. Just draw it straight line across. I don't know. That's what that's you bring that up, and that's what I remember about it. Yeah. So, all right. Next one up. Okay.
Nighthawk, the first Nighthawk in Marvel Comics, and was introduced in 1969 in Avengers number 69. So Nighthawk was, in fact, Kyle Richmond, and he was created by Roy Thomas and Sal Buscemi as
Okay.
a member of the villainous Squadron Sinister. He was the wealthy son of a businessman, and he used his resources to build advanced devices and vehicles for his heroic and sometimes villainous persona. Originally an adversary of the Avengers, he turned against the Squadron Sinister after discovering their plot to melt the Earth's ice caps for an alien buyer.
Wow.
He sought the aid of the Defenders to stop the scheme, sacrificing his life in the process. He was subsequently resurrected when the team donated portions of their own life forces. While serving as a core member of the Defenders, he discovered his business manager, J.C. Pennyworth, was secretly the leader of the racist group, the Sons of the Serpent.
All right. Now the next one is going to get some people pissed off.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, I'll take the heat for it. But
It's not me. It's Dave. All letters, comments go to Dave on this
yes.
one. All right. Another Batman inspired person, whatever. All right. One of the 101 Dark Knights. And here he is. No.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, you got to think that both heroes were forged by the murder of a parental figure. Okay, Uncle Ben versus the Waynes. By a common criminal that they, in fact, failed to stop and weighed on their mind.
Mm-hmm.
And like Batman's utility belt, Peter uses web shooters and a belt of extra cartridges, spider tracers, and even a spider signal to announce his presence.
That's true.
Both have complex adversarial romances with cat-themed burglars. The Black Cat and Catwoman.
That's right.
Peter worked.
Well, Gary B would pick Black Cat over Catwoman any day, I think.
Peter worked closely with Captain Stacy, the same way that Batman worked with Commissioner Gordon. And the villains often shared some similar archetypes, such as Green Goblin like the Joker, or the Lizard like Killer Croc, which you mentioned before, Mysterio like Scarecrow, Sandman and the Chameleon like Clayface, Dr. Octopus like Hugo Strange, and the Vulture like Penguin. Both balance their heroics with demanding civilian lives, though Peter struggles with poverty while Bruce manages his business empire. Although the later day, I think the later day storyline for Peter Parker was he actually became quite rich and owned the company and stuff, but then
Yeah,
lost
he
it.
did. But I forget. I stopped reading him years ago, although I have a ton of Spider-Man. I kept on reading Spider-Man throughout, but the stories got so lousy, you know, I just couldn't do it anymore. I was still buying books, but not reading them because the story was so bad. So I stopped reading. And then when they started with new writers and people coming in, oh, you should come back and read it. I said, no, I'm done. I'm done with Spider-Man. Yeah, I didn't think about it this way, Dave. So yeah, I mean, there are similarities. So I think he should be a 101 Dark Knight. There, I said it.
Thank you.
All right, next up. Oh, I got this one.
Yep. Batman Jr., introduced in 1973 in World's Finest number 215. He was Bruce Wayne Jr. and created by Bob Haney and Dick Dillon as part of the Super Sons team. Along with Superman Jr., he was initially depicted as a college-age version of his father, struggling to live up to the legendary legacy. A 1980 story revealed that the Super Sons were actually computer simulations created by Superman and Batman in the Fortress of Solitude. Like his father, he had no superpowers, relying on athletic prowess and gadgets like the Batarang and his specialized utility boat.
Right.
He utilizes the Batmobile and Batcycle, with Alfred serving as his confidant, and he shares a brotherly bond with Superman Jr. and battles his father's deranged nemesis, the Joker. Now, even though it was alleged that this was no more than a simulation, in the current iteration of the DC multiverse, there's actually a universe where the Super Sons exist.
Correct. So, interesting story. When I first saw this cover, I thought it was an imaginary tale. I kept waiting for them to say, "Oh, this was really an imaginary tale. We just didn't tell you on the cover," but then. All right, and click.
Yes.
This Justice League issue was one of the last ones I had to buy because it's one of the most expensive, other than the first few, obviously. It was one of the more expensive ones to buy in a decent shape. But tell us about this particular character.
So this is the Robin of Earth 2.
Right.
And he was introduced in 1967 in Justice League of America number 55. So Dick Grayson is the adult version of the character who remained active long after his mentor, Bruce Wayne, entered into semi-retirement as the commissioner of police for Gotham City. Unlike his Earth 1 counterpart, who became Nightwing, this Grayson chose to retain the Robin identity into adulthood and eventually joining the Justice Society of America. Following Bruce Wayne's death, Grayson briefly appeared as Batman to stop a rampaging Joker. However, he ultimately retired the cowl at the urging of Helena Wayne, preferring his own identity. He served as a senior member of the new dynamic duo along with Helena Wayne, and who fought crimes as the Huntress. He continues his historic career as Robin until the reality-shattering events of the Crisis of Infinite Earth.
Yep, that hurt. That got rid of a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. So, that was the last one, right, for this episode?
Yes.
Okay, so let's move these people out here, so people can see the beautiful us here. I'm gonna make ourselves bigger too a little bit. All right, good. So that's episode 3. So how many? So that was how many in this episode? 20 some odd.
22, which should bring our total to 62.
62. Okay. All right. So that was pretty interesting. Some surprises for me. Spider-Man was certainly a surprise, but I can kind of understand that. Spock, I wasn't too sure until you talked about the ears. Then I said, all right, he got the ears, and a few others that are there. But, just pretty interesting. And again, Silver Age was kind of the age where you saw a lot of different versions of a lot of different characters, too. I mean, Superman, how many versions of Superman? I just bought a Jimmy Olsen from the Silver Age, where there were like 5 or 6 Jimmy Olsens attacking the real Jimmy Olsen. So that was kind of a trope that they used a lot in the Silver Age. So that's episode 3. What's coming up in episode 4?
Episode 4, we're moving into the Bronze Age.
Okay. All right. So again, I'm going to put the links to episodes 0, 1, and 2 in the description below. And I'm going to put some in the back of this also. So if you haven't seen those, take the time, go look at them. Some really interesting stuff. Especially in episode 0, where we talk about this more broadly, the whole project, and episode 1, where we see Bob Kane and Bill Finger's inspirations for Batman. So check out those 2 episodes to begin with, and then just follow up. It's kind of fun. All right, Dave. Well, thanks a lot for showing up again, and can't wait for episode 4, and we'll see what you come up with at that point.
That's great. Yep. Looking forward to it.
Take care, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Take care.